Good morning. So, I just wanted to hop on here real quick because I wanted to speak to someone. Someone's going to see this video and receive the message, but I wanted to speak to someone out there that might be experiencing this and kind of just, give my insight, give some words of encouragement. Based off of an experience that I've been through, and then if you're going through it, just how to handle it. Um, so think of it as me equipping you with some new tools to battle with, to utilize, to implement in life. Maybe it will get you different results. But you guys, do you guys know like how to spot red flags when you're first dating somebody, or you ever been in a situation where you find yourself getting into a situation and you be like, it was red flags from the beginning. I ignored those things, or blah, 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 or, you find yourself spending time with an individual for quite some time. And then next thing you know, it's 6 months later and you're like, how the hell we get here? But through those times, you may have had some experiences where it raised an eyebrow and you're like, I don't really know if I want to deal with this shit. But see, the thing is, when it gets to that point where it goes to be like 6 months later, or hell, even a couple of months later, there be signs. Um, so the question is, do you guys address those signs or not right away? Or do you address them and you kind of let somebody manipulate you, or because, you're receiving a fulfillment in that individual, so you kind of let them just say what the fuck ever to you when you kind of go about your business knowing they're really lying deep down inside, but you kind of convince yourself to believe the lie. I don't know. I don't know what y'all do. But if you run into a situation where you catch somebody, I don't know, let's say in a lie or something. If you're recently dating someone and you find things not going as smoothly as you would like them to go, and it could look like somebody might be lying to you, or it could look like somebody might be misleading you. And let's say you address the situation, okay, and shit just don't be making sense. Let's say that you give them another opportunity and it kind of matches the same thing that's not making sense. You got to kind of like take a step back, y'all, and really, really figure out, okay, why do I even want to deal with this person? How am I benefiting from this person? Is this person doing enough for me to want to put up with this stuff? Because, I mean, if an individual is telling you one thing and then there is other evidence of something else and the math ain't mathing, I mean, at the end of the day, if you choose to continue to deal with that person, then that just means that you brought that shit amongst yourself, especially in the beginning of something. Like, the signs be there, and you can tell if an individual is kind of worth fighting for, because a person that really cares for you, they're going to do the necessary work to change. A person that has the right intentions is going to come into something being, they're going to be honest. A person that is coming off like they're moving with the right intentions and they're being intentional and they have these plans for you and they're including you in their plans, they're not going to be misleading you, lying to you, not being transparent with you. I'm not saying the person is going to be perfect, but also another way that you can determine, like, is this person worth doing something with, taking it there? Am I going to have these type of issues in the end? Is if they can communicate with you or not. Are they taking accountability for their actions? Are they apologizing for those actions? Or are they kind of turning the shit around on you? Even if you did something as simple as, I ain't saying this is my situation, but like, I mean, my younger days, I was guilty for this. Even if you're going through somebody's phone, like, yeah, you probably shouldn't go through that phone because you're 9 times out of 10 going to get what you're looking for. But when you do that, Don't let the individual take the situation off of them and put it on you and make you look like you the wrong individual now for going through it. No, that's manipulation. An individual, a partner, or whoever you're going to be in a situation with, y'all should be able to talk. Y'all should be able to communicate. You guys should be able to resolve things. If you are at a point in your life where you're finding yourself not being able to talk, not being able to resolve things with an individual, then it's probably not going to go far. It's probably going to be toxic. However, if an individual is talking to you and they're having these uncomfortable conversations and you're finding yourself in a situation that is new and you still see things popping up, and the math is still not mathing. For instance, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you started talking to someone, or dating someone, and they want to be intentional with you. They want to lock you down. They want a commitment from you. They don't want you talking to other people, but it's appearing that they might be talking to someone. Um, if you are getting signs, if you are getting evidence that it is a great possibility that um, an individual is entertaining something else and that's something that you may not have to deal with, you have to be ready to let go. Like, you're the prize, period. You're the prize. You're the catch. You're not chasing after the individual. You know what I mean? Especially when you didn't do anything wrong. Like, at the end of the day, that person can be like, oh no, I love you so much. It wasn't what it was. It's not how it looks. Those actions got to match their words. Like, make a person be impeccable with the word, because if they play with you in your face, they're going to continue to keep playing if they can see that they can get away with it. And that's just human nature. I'm not saying everybody walks around like that, but like, even at a job, if you see a shortcut, 9 times out of 10, like, if a person knows that they can shortcut some shit and they can get away with it, if you happen to be the naive or gullible one for them to walk all over, then unfortunately, sis, I'm sorry, but you deserve everything that you're getting. Like, you can't let people play with you in your face. And when stuff like that happens, a lot of times that means that you have to take the time out to do the inner work. We don't be wanting to take the time out to do the inner work for ourselves. We mirror, basically, the people that come across in our life, they mirror areas of ourselves. So if you are running into individuals vibrating at a certain frequency that might not be sitting well with your spirit, you probably should take some time to look within and see, why am I attracting these situations again? Why am I attracting these similar cycles that I've experienced before? I've gone through something like this. It may have looked a little different, but I'm meeting similar people that's giving me these same results. It's not the people, sis. It's you. And that doesn't mean that the people that you're encountering is not doing those things, but you're letting them play with you. Like, so you have to work on those things. What caused that? Was it some childhood trauma? You have to dig deep and pull those roots out so you can see, like, those individuals are not the root cause of whatever you're experiencing. Once you figure that out, once you heal from that, you'll start vibrating at a higher frequency. And guess what? You're going to attract men or women, whatever you're into, at a higher frequency. I'm not saying you won't still have problems, but you won't be allowing yourself to experience those type of problems. I'm not saying that you won't run into those situations again, but those are going to be your tests. Those are going to be your tests to implement the new things now that you are more self-aware, now that you are more conscious of what's going on. Those give you opportunities to choose you, period. So I'm not about to make this video too long. I just wanted to hop on in here, let y'all know you need to continue to choose yourself. Okay, if a person is not operating the way that, or matching your standards the way that you think a person should, those conversations need to be had. Because if a person can't deliver that to you, guess what? You don't need to be messing with them. I've dated a lot of guys where they used to tell me, oh, you believe in a fairy tale, you believe in a fairy tale. No, it's not I believe in a fairy tale, it's you cannot meet my standards. And you're not going to make me feel bad about you not being able to meet my standards. Just that you can't meet them so I can move the fuck forward and meet somebody who can. Because guess what? Those same individuals that told me I was living in a fairy tale, guess what? I've met individuals that showed me I wasn't. So don't ever let nobody tell you that you're dreaming too big. Don't ever let nobody tell you that your standards are too high. They just cannot meet them. If a person has a problem with the things that you demand, then guess what? That person just ain't for you. That person is, in so many words, basically telling you that they cannot meet them. And you got to be able to discern through that. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get walked all over. You're going to continue to get your feelings hurt. You're going to continue to let people play with you. And it's not worth it. Like, you got to think, when you're taking the time out to invest in a whole nother full being, besides yourself and kids or whatever other responsibilities that you have, when you have to invest in more than just yourself, you got to make that shit make sense for yourself. Otherwise, why are you doing that? Because I know with me, I'm a single mother. I work my ass off. That shit gets exhausting. I have a whole house that I have to maintain too. I have a son that's about to be 16 trying to drive, a daughter who is going on 13, lying. She about to turn 12. She'll be 13 next year. But my point is, like, when you're dating and you're inviting somebody else into your world, people be requiring different things from you. Right now, people be requiring my time. I don't have a lot of time to give. So the way that I feel is, if you're not trying to make my load easier, which I'm sorry, money is what's going to make my life easier. Um, I don't need to sleep with nobody. I don't need nobody to sleep with me. Like, I live a good life. I've been doing this shit for myself a long time. So anything somebody can do or add to, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's a whole difference when you're dating and you're not dating out of desperation. Like, you don't even move the same way. It's a difference when you're dating and you don't have to you don't have to go and try to look for fulfillment in somebody else, because you know how to fulfill yourself. You're not going to tolerate certain shit. You're not going to be accepting just any kind of treatment. Like, you can make demands. And if the person is not meeting those demands, or if a person is playing with you in your face, guess what? That's why you're supposed to have options. Unfortunately, like, yeah, we don't want to play these games, but whether you want to play the games or not, sis, guess what? The games are being played, period. So unfortunately, you got to be a little ruthless and be strategic in this game. It's either you're going to manipulate the situation or you're going to be manipulated. And it's not about no ill intent, but you got to think about it. Anybody that you mess with, it's an energy exchange. So, does it really make sense for you to be constantly taking the time out to make yourself feel good, make others feel good, and then you meet this individual that's just draining you? That's just like a friend. Like, it's not equal. It's not an even exchange. If you're not getting anything out of it, what is the point of me fucking with you? That's any type of relationship. I do not feel me like that. Like, I'm sorry. If you're going to have all this drama, if you're going to constantly be putting yourself in a position where you're not going to grow, that does nothing for me. That does nothing for me to have some type of relationship for you, because all you're going to do is take, 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 take. We're not on the same level. We can't even sit at the same table. You don't even understand the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. So it's just like, the math ain't mathing. And I don't expect everybody to understand that, because it's all about mindset. You have to have a certain type of mindset to even be operating and thinking like that. And it definitely took me a minute to get here. But my point in saying all of this is, like, anytime that you are dating or you're dealing with an individual, you need to implement proper boundaries, and you need to go in with a goal. So you don't be out here looking stupid. You go in this mug looking blind, you're gonna come out real disappointed and upset with yourself, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably not gonna learn that lesson, and you're gonna have to repeat that bit. Ooh, it's about to cuss. You're gonna have to repeat that lesson all over again, with a different individual. And it might look different for somebody else. So it's just something to keep in mind. Um, I recently went through a situation. I was dating somebody. It was about 6 weeks, real intentional. I thought it was going real good. That individual was like wowing me, y'all. The way that he was treating me, forget the princess treatment only. I really felt like a queen. Like, the way that he catered to my every needs, the way that he was just loving on me. The things that he was doing, I've never experienced so quickly. So just, like, I've never had to question somebody's intentions. But, you know, when you are rushing and you trying to rush somebody into something, and you don't have loose ends, tied up from whatever you had previously before you invited me into your life, um, those are things that you have to be willing to communicate. And when you don't communicate those, and other sources come into the picture, and it looks like you got some things going on that's a little messy and not the type of lifestyle that I live, then, it's on me if I continue to deal with that. So I continue to deal with that. I continue to deal with that for a minute. I continue to deal with that, and I ended up encountering a very similar situation. I want to say like maybe 4 weeks later, to the point where it got to the point where the individual could say anything he wanted to say, but his words wasn't matching his actions. And where the other source I was getting the information coming from, it definitely was matching. So it's just a matter of like, it sucked because I was like, dang, I don't really want to stop messing with this individual because I really like how I'm being treated. But I know my worth, and I also know what I attract, and I also know I have other options. So it's just like, by me committing to you and committing to this shit and me not benefiting the way that I want to benefit, like what you doing is cool, but those gifts ain't shit for me. Like I can get gifts whenever. I need real life investments being made and bills paid quickly, because see, you're taking a lot of time from me because I have to leave what I'm doing, like work, household, kids, and then give you some time. And then you want to do stuff like, do it and date, and you want to take me out, and that takes time, and I'm tired. You know what I mean? And you're not doing nothing to make the load easier. I don't care about dinner. I don't care about those gifts. That's not letting me woosah. It's cute. I'm appreciative. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but it's not making me woosah. So, I had to cut that situation off, because at the end of the day, if I continue to allow myself getting played with, that's on me. Period. Like, it's cool you think you love me and stuff. It's cool that, you gave me a key to your house, and you bought me all this stuff to fill up the closet so it can really feel like I live there for you. But that's not doing nothing with me when you have Susie Q still, thinking that she can pop up, and she's popping up still because you're entertaining it. Nice try, wrong guy. So it's like, in these situations though, a lot of people would still deal with that stuff. A lot of people would still be like, this individual's doing this for me, they're doing that, or they got this, messing with people for wrong intentions. That stuff I'm not going for. Like, I don't have to go for it. You know what I mean? I'm not a person that has to depend on somebody for money. I'm not a person that doesn't have skill sets. I'm not a person that uses people. I can get my own bag. So it's just like, I deserve so much more than that. I want to be respected. I don't feel like I'm respected in a situation like this. And I feel like I'm being lied to. And my thing is like, in those situations, a person wants to do and say whatever they can to get you back, right? But in those moments, what can a person really do? How can a person prove themselves? You know what I mean? After they messed up that early, they really can't, unless you choose to really deal with that. And that's just a risk I'm not willing to sacrifice. You got to know your worth. You got to know what exactly you're willing to tolerate. And that's why it's so important when you're dating to go in with some type of goal. So you don't get yourself, caught up in the BS. And it is what it is. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. The niggas have a goal, and usually it's how quick can they hit. So it's just like, you gotta put that cookie up. You gotta put that cookie up, and you gotta make them earn that. Period. Um, but I just wanted to stop in, enlighten you guys, give you some insight for anybody that might be experiencing this situation as well. Give y'all a short story so you can see exactly what I mean, and put the example to, the wisdom. If you choose to implement it, I mean, it's new tools for you to try to equip yourself with, to see if you can get different results. But at the end of the day, choose you, because the more and more you take out, the more time that you take out to invest in everybody, and you take less time out for yourself, guess what? You're going to be further and further away from your goals. The new year going to pass by, you're going to be upset with yourself. You're going to see other people accomplishing their goals. You're going to find yourself on social media comparing yourself to other people, and you're going to be upset with yourself because you're not where you want to be. But you're not where you want to be because you're not giving yourself that tender, caring love on you. But I just wanted to take the time out to stop, give y'all a quick little message. If you're not following me, hit the follow button so you can learn more. Look forward to you joining the community. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later.